Hey guys, I got my internet working. I'm so happy. How is everybody? Oh, well, Clyde's gone because now he's eating. And I just realized how harsh this light is. So let me turn it down. It was not this harsh when I put it on earlier. Hey guys, so yeah, I'm sorry about that post that I made. I literally couldn't get the internet to work for over an hour, and I was like, God dang it. I was like, oh, I gotta readjust, but I got it working again. That was weird. I got it working again, and it's funny because even as I went to go live, like my mouse didn't want to work. So like, I don't know. I think something doesn't want me to do this live, or it's just Uranus acting up, which is probably more likely the case. But how's everybody? How's everybody? Love the info you give us on these. Hope the internet fixes itself. Yeah, I hope it stays cool. I've got my crystals to protect my computer, so I hope it stays cool. I'm making a WaterBaby live on time. Oh, that's so cool, Noah. Let's see. A lot of birthday people are battling illness. Oh no. Well, happy birthday to my early cuspy cappies out there. Yeah, hopefully you guys aren't too sick. I know a couple people who've gotten kind of like sick and not feeling so good. But this is kind of an interesting time. I'm really excited for this eclipse, guys. I can't even tell you. It's a really positive one. It's a really, really positive one. But of course, I'm gonna wait a few minutes for the chat to fill up. Let's see. Doing good family healing. Oh, okay, good. I was going to talk about that towards the end. The picture is so clear. Oh, good. It should be. I worked so hard to get this set up just right. Oh, that's so funny. It's like, where are my rings? Let's see. Can't wait to hear what you have to say. Yeah, it's good. It's interesting stuff. And it's funny because I won't lie. I'm like, I don't know if it's just a habit from like, from my school days or what, but like I always make sure I have my notes written down so I don't forget anything, and I do like a little like run through for myself before I go live. And I realized I was talking a lot, like way more than I normally do, and I was like, oh god, I gotta make sure I don't go too fast. Let's see. At WaterBaby, I've grounded myself in my bath with my crystals. Asian salad. I had a green goddess drink. I'm ready. Oh, I love that. All vibrations. That's a nice way to spend an evening leading up to the eclipse. Yeah, I'm already excited. I'm already planning a little bit of like a little mini ritual for the eclipse for myself. You're so dope. Happy almost New Year. Yeah. Oh, guys, by the way, I did Virgo, but I didn't get a chance to upload it because I had all those internet issues. So I'm going to upload it after this. What's the other thing? Oh, so I also made last minute travel plans to see family for the holidays. Like very last minute. I did it last night. So I'm trying to get all the weeklies done before I go, which I'll have tomorrow. And I'm pretty confident I can do it. And if I have any patrons watching, the monthlies I'm going to be working on while I'm there. Okay. Let's see. Talking a lot too. Also, I've become more blunt. That's Mercury and Sag. I'm a Scorpio, so I'm already up front. But yeah, surprise. Oh yeah, and plus Mars is in Scorpio too. Damn, I just got the notification. Oh, it's okay, guys. It's okay. What did I miss? Oh, you didn't miss anything. We're just waiting for the chat to fill up. I'm gonna give it like one more minute because I'm sure that post confused a couple people. I should have deleted it. I didn't even think about that. I'm going to give it a full 4 minutes and then we'll get started. But I do have a lot of notes, guys, so I might have to stop and like re-look at my shit because I'm talking so much, and when I do talk a lot, I get off track really quickly. Boss Mama, thank you for the 666. And you live in light energy. Happy holidays. Oh, yeah, happy holidays. Thank you, Boss Mama. I like that username, by the way. It's very cute. Yeah, I've been talking a lot, like, and going off tangent a lot. So I'm going to try to stop and slow myself down. I have a hard time doing that. For those who've been with me for a while, I have a really hard time doing that. But I'm going to try. Okay, I'm going to try and not miss anything because there's some like juicy stuff that I think you guys will be excited about. Let's see. Yay, needing the scoop. Okay, we're about like 4 minutes. We can get started. Oh, we can get started. So this is a new moon solar eclipse in Capricorn. I think it's actually happening well, it depends on where you are in the world, but on Christmas, it's happening at like 9 something at night. I think hold on, I have it written down. See, I'm already getting off script. At 9:13 p.m. Pacific time on Christmas. Wait, hold on a second. Did I miss a super chat? Anna, thank you for the $3.99. Guys, if I miss your super chats, I apologize. I got a lot of notes and I want to stay focused. So I might not look at the chat too much as I'm in this, okay? But you guys know me. We go on our tangents. So one thing I do want to note about this eclipse, the first thing, most of the aspects that are happening in this eclipse, like not just where the sun and the moon are, but also other aspects that are aspecting the new moon at this time, are going to be in early degrees Capricorn. Okay. So that being said, why is my computer slow? Hold on. Oh, because I have this window open. So most of the aspects are happening in early degrees Capricorn. The new moon's happening at 4 degrees. So check your houses for where that is. So most of the energy I'm going to be talking about will most likely affect you in those houses for you. So I'll go over that with the aspects I'll be talking about, but most of them are early degrees Capricorn. Hereby Will, thank you for the $5. And also Taurus. And keep in mind, when we have energy affecting a sign, it usually affects the sister signs. So what do I mean by that? Oh, Jupiter. You have a long username, so I'm going to call you Jupiter. Thank you. Merry Christmas and enjoy your family time. Thank you. And happy holidays to you. Thank you for the 1111, by the way. Yeah, my mom's really excited. My mom's super excited. She didn't think I would do it. That's a whole story, but I don't want to waste our time. Oh, 5:55. I don't want to waste our time with that. Anyway, let's keep going. So when we have a lot of energy affecting a sign, usually the sister signs are affected. So what do I mean by that? So we have a lot of Earth going on right now, a lot. We've got like, 5 placements in Capricorn right now, and then there's the Uranus and Taurus. So the Earth signs, including Virgo, just because your element is getting so heavy, hit hard. So just also keep that in mind. So just check early degrees for Earth signs, but I would prioritize Capricorn and then Taurus for looking at your houses, okay? And then we'll also have one for Aquarius. Like I said, I'll get to that. Oh, Michelle, thank you for the $50. I get to spend my birthday with my fave reader. Blessings to you. Thank you so much. That's really generous. Michelle, you donate a lot to me. Save your money. Girl, we got a recession coming. Save your money. Okay, now let's really get started. So with eclipses, it has a very long time of impact because they're eclipses. The energy is kind of like, you can say supercharged, right? It's kind of like just a really intense moon phase. So the post shadow is 6 months out. So when we have a new moon or a full moon, the aspects that are happening at that time, the energy and impact of those aspects get kind of locked in for that moon cycle. So the aspects I'm going to be talking about will affect us for 6 months out. Now, as time goes on, the effects of those aspects will start to get weaker and weaker and weaker, but just something to know. Somebody, that's a cute username. Thank you for the 333. Allie's in the house. Hey, driving and listening. Oh, that's cool. No worries. Hey, as long as you listen, right? And you get the messages. That's all that matters. So also know that this will affect us for quite some time. Eclipses are also about new beginnings. Okay, so with new beginnings, there's usually some endings. This eclipse, I'll explain the emotional purging later because there's a little bit of that going on. With this eclipse, we have got insane amount of new beginnings and insane amount of shifts happening. Jan, thank you for the 149. Very sweet of you. There's going to be a lot of things closing out as well. So when we have things that are dying and things that are being born, there's usually a death process associated with that, okay? And it's really associated with all this Capricorn energy because that's really what is, I hate to say dying, but it's like that's the aspects that are associated with Capricorn energy for us on a personal level, like our houses and society, like the patriarchy, are slowly changing and pivoting. So we are going to feel that a little bit on an emotional level. So if you're going through a little bit of a death process, don't worry about that. It's totally normal. And for those who listen to Soberish, you guys will also know that there's a death of a masculine phase also coming up. Some masculines, I think, are already kind of starting this or in this, but that's also going to be a big theme for the next few months, maybe in the next first half of 2020, okay? So change is beautiful. Just embrace it. Change is always beautiful. And we're going to be coming into amazing new things. So the other thing I wanted to say about this eclipse is Uranus and Jupiter are doing a lot. Oh, Danny. Hey, Danny. Sorry. I was like, I'm so in it. So in it. Everyone's ahead of Danny from Northern Comfort. Soberish. Yeah, it's a pot. Clyde. Hold on. Clyde. Not right now. Not right now. Not right now. You guys hear all that noise. Soberish is a podcast, Jessa Reed's podcast. She's amazing. I love her. If she's listening to this or watching, hello, we got to talk soon. Hope you're enjoying yourself. It's an amazing podcast. She's an amazing person. She's an incredibly powerful light worker, and she's a comedian. But yeah, check her out. She's awesome. She also does shows still, I believe. Clyde, can you guys tell Clyde wants attention? Stop distracting me. So Uranus and Jupiter, they're the big players of this new moon, which is really cool because Uranus and Jupiter make a really cool team, okay? They're actually both supporting the eclipse in a positive way, very positive way. And they're also aspecting each other in a really positive way. Uranus is all about freedom, the independence, the rebellion, right? The nonconformist, innovation, higher consciousness, creativity. Jupiter is growth, it's luck, it's abundance, it's expansion. It's also knowledge, spiritual knowledge. It's also higher consciousness. And also it does affect society on like a legal sense, like legality is also under Sag. Which is Jupiter, right? So they're both working together, which is great. Like, so that's really exciting. Let's see, what else do I wanted to mention about this? Oh, yeah. The other thing to note about this eclipse is a South Node eclipse. So South Node versus North Node. North Node is indicative of where we need to head, the lessons we need to learn, what we really need to incorporate, while the South Node is what we need to break away from, right? So South Node is in Capricorn. This has been a big theme, and I don't want to talk about it too much, but I know I got some newbies, so I'm just catching them up to speed. We're breaking away from, again, those Capricorn aspects on our individual lives and societal levels. So patriarchy, governments, the way we look at money, the way we view society, economics, all of that stuff, even some family shit. A lot of family stuff has been a big theme for 2019, including, oh, that was weird. My computer just did something weird. Past life stuff as well. Like you can say past life family stuff. Anyway, so with that, we're moving away from that stuff. And that's, oh, I talked about this a little bit. That's what's dying in our lives, okay? So again, just to know that, to check where early degrees Capricorn is in your houses. Let's see. Oh, I did talk about that a little bit. So we do have a lot of earth energy and a lot of mostly Capricorn, right? Oh, Goddess, and thank you for the $10. Thank you for your energy. Your skin is amazing, by the way. Oh, thank you. I actually got a little acne going on, but thank you. I appreciate that. And like I said, so a lot of what's highlighted is currency, money, economics, patriarchy, all that stuff, breaking away from that and going towards a new way of being. That's not what we've been used to, which is great. I love that. Let's see. Okay, yeah, those are the big little notes I wanted to really mention before we get into the aspects. So let's get into the aspects. I don't want to harp on it too much because like I said, I've mostly given you the highlights already, but you guys know me. I like to be thorough and I'm kind of a nerd. So Jupiter and Uranus. Oh, I heart my haters. Oh God, I don't know why my brain could not interpret that. That was so funny. I heart my haters. Thank you for the $1.99. 1226 Cappy here. Oh, it's gonna be your birthday. Happy early birthday. Virgo moon, Taurus rising. Oh, you're really gonna feel this one. You're really gonna feel this one. Let's see. Lola Luna, thank you for the $3.99. So Jupiter and Uranus. So it's funny because I actually split out all these aspects that they're involved with. I'm like, oh, they're all the same thing though, essentially, which is why I'm saying they're big supporting players, because Jupiter and Uranus are doing something together. Jupiter is doing something with the new moon, and Uranus is doing something with the new moon independent of each other, but they're also working together. So it's a lot of the same effects. So I don't want to repeat myself too much. So I'm going to go through the list and basically just tell you what all those aspects will be doing. Vegan Sister, thank you for the $5. Quit my toxic job for a new one. Oh, that's perfect. Totally indicative of this energy. Left a toxic relationship. That too. I'm moving to a new state in 2 weeks. 2020 is about to be lit for the Sag. Oh, I'm so excited for you. That's so cool. I'm so excited for you. So let's get into this. So there's going to be a lot of luck and growth and abundance that's going to come in if taking on risky endeavors and risky creative endeavors and innovative endeavors, okay? Particularly in work, particularly in money. We're going to have a lot of unexpected meetings and encounters of new people or even people from the past. You never know. That does happen with eclipses as well. Brings up the past to close that shit out once and for all. And not just like a Mercury retrograde kind of past, like the last 10 years kind of a past. And I know some of you have been experiencing that. I've been experiencing that as well. As this happens, as these unexpected events happen and we meet people or things are taken out of our lives, because this could also be tower moments, we got to roll with the punches because it really is in our highest good, because Jupiter is bringing in fortune, growth, and abundance with all of these changes that are happening. So it might feel rough, and some of you might go through a major death process because maybe a lot of stuff is getting taken out of your life, right? And you do have to grieve that. You do have to process that so that you can embrace the new shit that's coming. But if you meet someone For business or love or whatever. Although I have to say 2020 is gonna be mostly about business and innovation, and spirituality, but we'll get there. Anyway, I'm jumping. So you see, I'm already off my script. If you meet someone, pay attention to that. They're coming into your life for a reason, even if it's unexpected, even if it's in a weird way. They're going to lead you down the right path. Okay, they will. Like, that is why we're meeting new people right now. So pay attention to that. Let's see, what else do I have down here? Oh yes, and of course with Uranus and Jupiter, and of course with the eclipse, right? We have a lot more intuitive hits coming on. We're going to be understanding higher consciousness even more. We're going to have more understanding about higher consciousness. We're going to have more experiences with higher dimensions. It's going to become more of a normal way of being. Tracy, thank you for the $5. Love you, you're the best. Oh, thank you. It's going to be more of a normal way of being, which is really, really awesome, especially because a lot of this energy is Earth. Right? It's the 3D, it's the tangible, it's bringing the understanding into a societal level. It's not just a concept anymore, it's becoming our known reality. Well, Luna, thank you for the $9.99. The other day I woke up and heard, don't look back. Thank you for those info videos. Yeah, don't look back, guys. Do not look back. Like, actually, that's a really good exercise. I did that for myself not too long ago. And I literally visualize, like, visualization is really powerful for those who don't use it. Tylisha, thank you for the $4.99. So if you're struggling to figure out like a good new moon ritual or whatnot, use visualization. This is really impactful. Imagine all of the people, or imagine like what you used to do in the past, or lifestyle choices, whatever, that you want to let go of and totally release out of your energetic body. Like, imagine literally all of that, like, right behind you. Like, imagine all those people standing behind you, all of that. And in your meditation, just breathe them away. Like, literally breathe all that past energy out of you and just like visualize it all behind you. And what's ahead of you is 2020. Like, imagine that, visualize that. You might be surprised at what comes up. You might really be surprised. Anyway, so where was I? Ooh, this is where it also gets really interesting. So Uranus, like I said, it's very rebellious. It's very much like nonconformist, pulling away from society, pulling away from the norm. There's going to be a lot of new concepts on how to live. A lot of these new opportunities will put us into areas of study that we have no knowledge of, put us into new opportunities that are really outside of our comfort zone. But I'm telling you, if you take that risk and you just go for it and don't have fear with it and just jump into it, you're going to be successful. Like, you will most likely be successful with this energy. But we're also going to see a lot of ways of living that are breaking away from like the grid, like breaking away from living in society and by governmental patriarchal terms. Michelle, thank you for this. Girl, save your money. Thank you for the 777. Cavi 1 degree in the 12th house. Last Friday 13th, I opened up to 2 more abilities. Oh my God, and I feel like awkward. That's so exciting though. Lauren, thank you for the $9.99. Grateful for your nerdiness. Oh, thank you. If you guys saw me in like my little practice mode, oh my God, I went so off script and I was like, why am I talking about that? I really went there. I really went there. Tall woman, thank you for the $3.99. Really cool seeing how much you've grown. Oh, thank you. You know, it's also a good time to reflect on that too, guys. Like with the eclipse versus lost my train of thought. The New Year day, like the New Year day. New Year's Eve. It's more important to do it for the new moon because it really is an energetic closeout. Like, when it comes to time, right? It's like our calendar. It's like a man made up a human being made up the calendar. I mean, it's essentially what it is, right? Not to say it's inaccurate, but to follow energetic milestones is much more important because everything is energy, right? As opposed to some kind of standard, this is the end of the year. I would really try to reflect on your year on the new moon more so than New Year's. But just, just my 2 cents. You don't have to. Monica, thank you for the $19.99. I just got a past life reading. It was sad, but made me happy. Now I know why I go through what I go through. Yeah, you got to be careful with those past life regressions, like, because you never know what's going to come up. And that's another reason why my guides have been telling me that to not do past life regressions anymore. I used to do them on Patreon. Actually, they told me they wouldn't be necessary anymore, which is really interesting, and that's a whole other video. But yeah, you don't know what's going to come up, and once it comes up, you can't unknow what you know, right? And some things are just very traumatic. Like most things that are come up are all trauma. Like it's not usually that you lived an amazing life and you were happy. Like it's usually not that. It's usually not that. But anyway, I'm getting distracted, guys. Let me refocus. Yeah, so new ways of living and thinking at the individual level, and then that's going to transpire to societal level. We're also going to see new inventions. I'm excited for this. We're going to see new technology. We're going to see new inventions that are being conceptualized at this time. For some, we might see some of it come to fruition at this time too, but most of it's going to be conceptualized at this time, and it's going to be geared towards earthly matters, right? Like all that earth energy. So again, like I said, transforming economics, transforming society. We'll also see inventions for environmental issues. Like we'll see a lot of those come up. We've seen a lot of that already, but we're going to see, I don't want to say like, you know, the true problem solving inventions, but I kind of want to say that. Hair by Will, thank you for the $5. Scorpio here after 26 years of doing my hair. I'm going back to be oh, that's so cool. And scared to death. Oh no, don't be scared. That's so awesome. If you want to do it, if you feel compelled to do it and that makes you happy, then it's awesome. By the way, guys, with all this Jupiter energy, anything started right now will most likely be successful. I think I've said that before. I don't know. I'm just telling you all my information. But it will be, so trust that. Just trust that. So going back to Uranus. So Uranus is also aspecting Venus. It's square Venus. Venus is in Aquarius. Uranus is in Taurus, which is kind of interesting, right? Because we have Taurus is very Venusian, and then Aquarius is also associated with Uranus, but they're square with each other. This is kind of a fun square. When it comes to squares, people say it's like it's negative, but it's just essential that the square happens because it's actually bringing in how we are going to be shifting when it comes to relationships and how we'll be shifting on a societal level, because at the end of the day, society is based on how we relate to each other as well, right? So like I was saying, Uranus is bringing in new ways of looking at how we should be living and how we should be interacting, how we should be living as a society. And with Venus, there is a sense of currency. There's a sense of money because it's Venus, it's Venusian. So this is the part where I don't want to make you guys nervous because I feel like I've mentioned the recession and I feel like some of you guys are scared. Don't be scared of the recession. It's really important that it happens. It's really important that it happens so that the patriarchy can really fall. Oh, that right. Now I remember where I got off on my tangent in my practice. Reining it in. Anyway, don't be scared. It's really important that it happens. As long as you pay attention, diversify your money, get prepared for it, you'll be fine. Like you will be totally fine. Okay. So with this Uranus square Venus, there is going to be, let's talk about relationships first, actually, then we'll get into economy because it kind of relates at the end. People will start breaking away from relationships. People are going to want their emotional freedom. So if you've been in relationships that have been really intense or codependent, which we've worked through codependency for the most part, but some people are still on that train, still needing to work through that. You're going to not wanting to be dealing with that anymore. People are going to be wanting their independence hardcore. And people are also going to be craving different kinds of people that they've never been with before or interacted with before because of this. People are going to want relationships that really support a lot of independence and less intensity. So you're going to see a surprise with that. And that's also another reason why new people are coming into your life in weirdly unexpected ways, or people that you never thought you'd encounter before, because relationships are changing. The way we interact with each other and relate to each other will be changing because it's going to be more towards our freedom and also what we need to do as far as innovation is concerned. Okay. Innovation is really going to be the key to 2020. It's not going to be love. It's going to be how do we really create and bring forward this new way of being and this new way of living. That's going to be 2020. So a lot of people will come together, but mostly for that, not really necessarily for romance. Romance will happen. I mean, we're all human beings at the end of the day, you know, but just know that. Let's see. I talked about that. Okay, yeah, so let's talk about money. Let's talk about money. So Uranus with Venus. Uranus is unpredictable. It causes volatility. It causes unexpected events and changes. There will be fluctuations in money and currency, and then eventually the economy. Okay. Tiny Britches, thank you for the $9.99. So grateful for you. You've helped me so much this year. I'm hosting my first solo retreat. Oh, that's so cool. And Joshua, that's so weird. My eyes saw Sedona. That is so weird. My eyeballs literally saw Sedona. I'm like, no, Sedona's not in there. this January and holding on to all faith and patience. That is really cool. I hope it goes really well. I'm sure it's going to go really well. I'm sure you're going to really enjoy yourself out there. Joshua Tree is beautiful. It's really nice. So awesome. I hope you have a really great time. So yes, so we're going to see fluctuations in money, currency, that'll eventually translate to the economy. Okay. It's just what Uranus does. It shakes shit up. And now it's shaking shit up just in the economic sector. Like that's all it is. And it will eventually, I feel like people are going to look back on December and January when the recession happens. I feel like they're going to be examining this time period as to why the recession happened, what caused the recession, all of that. But it just has to happen. It's just a natural progression of things. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry, I got all nasally. I know it's not very cute when that happens. There will also be some realizations that money is a really big constraint on an individual level. And some of you might actually start to look at money differently or start to look at your job differently, given how much you make or don't make, and make changes accordingly to feel better about your relationship with money specifically. Like not necessarily like, I need to make as much as possible. Like it's not that kind of mindset anymore. We're getting away from that scarcity mindset, that we're getting away from like, I need more, I need more, I need more. We're getting away from that because at the end of the day, we just need what we need, right? We don't need everything. We just need what we need. We just need the basics to be happy. And honestly, when you have more and more and more and more, like for those who've been in that situation, it actually tends to make you more unhappy. You know what I mean? Because it's coming from the wrong place. It's coming from a place of like, just again, scarcity, just I can't get enough. I can't get enough. We're pulling away from that with this aspect as well, which is really cool. So yeah. So again, don't worry about the recession. It's a natural thing. All right. Now, takeaways. This is, this is just a little summary because I figured I would talk a lot, but this is just a little summary. So I'll just reiterate it again, just to make sure, like, you know, you guys got the gist of it. So these energies will be with us for the next 6 months or so. Again, pittering out the further we go, right? So just know that. Just know that. Keep that in the back of your mind. Keep that in your consciousness. We're going to see changes in money, changes in the economy. We're going to see new concepts, new inventions come forward on the individual level, and then they'll transpire to the societal level. Changes what we want within our relationships and what we consider to be healthier with our relationships. And what we start now and who we meet now will eventually open doors towards success and abundance and growth and expansion if we take the risk in doing it. If we take the risk in doing it. Ew, yeah. So this is the emotional takeaway. I forgot about this. I think I mentioned the beginning and then I forgot as I was talking. So like I said, we've had some purging going on. I know some of you have been feeling that. I've been feeling that. There's a reason for that. Pluto is in Capricorn. A lot of this Capricorn energy is what we're breaking away from, right? The South Node is in Capricorn too. So again, more of that like karmic stuff that we need to break away from. Chiron is square the new moon. So that wounded warrior energy, our wounds of our past lives, our wounds within this life, there's even more deep purging going on at this time. So if you're waking up sad, or if you're waking up feeling a little depressed, or all of a sudden your heart is like heavy and you're not sure why, or you feel off, that's what that is. So just try to get that out. Even if you're not sure where it's coming from, like get a journal, right? And just start writing out your feelings, like, and really start to go in there, like do a little bit of that shadow work. I needed a video on shadow work, actually. Anyway. A note to myself. Sometimes I have to speak this shit out loud so I won't forget. Write it out. Have a conversation with your higher self and do it in written form. You would be shocked what comes out. You really will, especially when you actually see the words and you're in that thought process and you're having the conversation with yourself. It's really, really impactful. You might cry and that's okay. If you cry, it just needs to come out, right? It's just that energy that just needs to come out and be released. So again, just to know that. Oh, and then I related it back to the death process. It's just a little mini death process. With any change, like I said earlier, there's got to be something that has to die or be released or let go of. And that always requires a little bit of grieving. And it's healing. And then you grow. And then you get to embrace all the new shit, right? So it's good. It's really good stuff. Let's see. Oh, and then I had dates. Well, are these dates important? Well, no, a couple of them are. I was just debating. I'm like, are these really important to even share? Nah, okay, we'll go there. Okay. So these are dates that are from now till the next moon cycle, which is the full moon, which is the next eclipse. Yeah. So the next moon cycle is another eclipse. I'm so excited. I'm so freaking excited. It's the eclipse in Cancer. So it's going to be a full moon lunar eclipse. And it's going to be a strong one too. I think it's 0 degrees Cancer, if I'm not mistaken. So my Cancerians, my water signs, strap yourselves in. That one's going to be a little emotionally rough. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be emotionally rough, especially given a date that comes after that. But I'll talk about that a little bit. So December 28th, Mercury goes into Capricorn. We already have 5 things in Capricorn, okay? And now we're going to have a 6th planet in Capricorn. It's just adding more of that focus onto what we need to break away from. So this energy is actually going to intensify a little bit, like coming into January. Like usually I feel like the collective actually feels it leading up to the actual climax, like the actual day of the new moon or full moon, because a lot of you are ascended. A lot of you are. And so people who are more tapped into those higher dimensions or more tapped in general tend to feel the energies sooner. I've just noticed that. But this is actually going to intensify a little bit a few days out given this. Okay, so just be aware of that. And then January 3rd, Mars moves into Sag, which is also kind of nice because that gives us more of a supporting factor to really push us into studying new things. Studying new things, going after new things, really trying to attain more spiritual knowledge. It's going to just put in that little oomph of drive and energy that we need to get our shit done and to really embrace these new endeavors, embrace these new opportunities, and really put in the work that we have to do. So that's all great. Now we have January 10th and 12th. This week, mid-January, I'm not going to lie, it's going to be heavy. It's going to be heavy. So remember I was talking about 31. Remember I was talking about the death process, right? We're feeling that because we're closing up things, we're going into new cycles, and it's all relating to all the Capricorn aspects of our charts and then to societal level, and we're pulling away from that, right? It's just going to be more of that coming into January, but then on the 10th, we have that next eclipse in Cancer, right? The North Node, the other side of things that we're working towards, okay? And then on the 12th, we have a huge climax. I'm calling it the climax day, actually. It's a really important aspect that's happening, and it's a really important day for meditation, but it really climaxes this death energy. And actually, I talked about this on the podcast too, for anybody who didn't want listen to that episode. So just know that we're going to really be in our emotions a little bit. We are. From the downloads that I know Jessica got and that I got, masculine energies are going to be really feeling this, but we all have masculine energy. So feminine energies, my females, you'll be feeling this too, okay? It's good. It's a positive thing. It just might feel really heavy, but you guys are going to be fine, okay? But let's talk about January 10th. So January 10th, Uranus goes direct. So I've talked about this before, but I know I get new people. When a planet goes direct, it's like a slingshot of energy. So Uranus has been doing all this crazy shit for the last few months, including everything going on in the new moon that I already talked about. And now that energy is being slingshotted forward. We're going to feel a huge momentum in all of that energy, a huge desire to basically get going with this innovative energy. We're going to get even more amped up energy as far as our consciousness is concerned and our experiences in the higher dimensions. Everything I've already talked about, just amplified. Okay. Also, when a planet goes direct, we also tend to see opportunities come up again. All right. So opportunities are already coming up with this new moon eclipse energy. On the 10th of January, we're going to see even more opportunities come in from that. All right. So if you get going on a project, it's almost going to be like milestones. Oh, 33. Brenda, thank you for the, oh my God, 100, girl. Thank you. Hey, WaterBaby, my birthday is on the 4th. Oh, happy early birthday. I hope it won't be too intense. I don't feel like celebrating my birthday, rather studying. Oh, celebrate your birthday. It's very important to celebrate birthdays. It's very important to celebrate birthdays. But I definitely understand the setting too, because it's like heavy work mode for a lot of people. Heavy work mode. But yeah, that's what January 10th is bringing in. And on that same day, I don't think I mentioned this, is the eclipse as well. So when Uranus goes direct, it's also the day of the next eclipse in Cancer. So midweek January is going to be real fucking intense. It is, but it's going to be positive. It's going to be positive. It's going to just support all the new beginnings that we're going to be experiencing, okay? But I'm not going to lie. Purge it out. If you got to purge, just let it happen, okay? If you're like way deep into a death process, especially my masculine energies who watch me, please just take it day by day. do what you got to do to heal, do what you got to do to purge it out. My masculine energy is going to be really hit with this, and of course my water signs, especially if you're sun, moon, or rising, you're really going to be hit with this. Now let's talk about January 12th. So this is what I'm calling the big climax day. This is when Saturn and Jupiter and Pluto are all conjunct, and it's an exact conjunction. It's been a long time. I forget when this was, but it's been a long time since we've actually experienced this kind of conjunction, like hundreds of years, something like that. So all of them are in Capricorn. So again, more of this dismantling of the patriarchy that I've been talking about forever. If you guys get sick of me talking about that, I totally get it. I'm almost sick of mentioning it myself. So Pluto, that's been dismantling. That's responsible for the dismantling. And then we have Saturn, which is home in Capricorn, and it's all that discipline, that hard work, right? That's weird. Jupiter, I'm pretty sure, is the guru, but I just heard teacher. Anyway, not important. And then we have Jupiter in Capricorn, which is expanding, and it's about growth. So it's kind of like the climax of this death process of the patriarchy, of our wounds, anything that we haven't let go of in 2019 that we really should have let go of for 2020, that's another day to let go of it. I really recommend you do it before that day, because that day is going to be really intense energy. It's also going to be a day of major shifting of energy. We're going to feel a major shift. I wouldn't be surprised if that whole week none of you sleep, to be honest with you. I feel like your dreams are really going to be crazy. You're going to get a lot of intuitive hits, because a lot of this is also about spirituality, because that's where we're headed. We're headed to the higher consciousness, right? And living in higher dimensions versus where we've been. So just know that as well. Let's see, what other stuff do I have written down for that day? Oh, it's a really good day for manifestations and meditation. Please meditate on that day. January 12th. Sorry, guys, January 12th. So please meditate on that day. Like I said, it's just going to be great for your consciousness, but also to keep you grounded, because it is going to be heavy energy to deal with. Like, I would try to avoid like needing to do big important things around that time. I would try to avoid that. If you could take a little vacay, I would highly recommend that, or be in nature a lot, I would highly recommend that. But it is also going to be important for manifestations as well, because it is just that peak day of breaking down where we've been and going to where we need to go. Is that all I've got? Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, what do I have over here? Oh, no, that's it. No, that is it. So one more thing I want to mention, as far as like what to look for in your chart to set your intentions, because this is a new moon. We always have to set our intentions with the new moons, right? Early degrees Capricorn, particularly up to like 5 degrees. So check where that falls in your houses to set your new intentions of what you want to go into and what you want to break away from. I'd include that in a lot of it, given all the energies I've talked about and how the eclipse energy is working this time around. I would also check for early degrees Taurus, early 5 degrees, because Uranus, that's doing all this crazy shit, is in Taurus. I think it's at, is that 2 degrees? Hold on a second. I've got it written down here somewhere. Yeah, it's at 2 degrees. Oh, I'm surprised I remember that. Yeah, it's at 2 degrees. So really, really early Taurus. I would do up to 5. That's a little bit of a buffer. And then Aquarius, because of Venus, which is at 7 degrees. So also check where also check where 7 degrees Aquarius falls in your chart. It could be up to 10 for that one, for the buffer. But I would prioritize Capricorn. Prioritize Capricorn, then Taurus, and then Aquarius, and then other earth signs. Well, let me think about that. What about cardinal? You could look at your cardinal signs. I don't think it would be that important compared to the other ones that I mentioned. Oh, did I miss some? I'm sorry. Mara, thank you for the $4.99. Hold on a second. Where is this? Did I miss another one? I thought I did. No, I didn't. I did. Brandon, hold on. 12/26 is my birthday. Cap is in my 3rd house. It's in Sag, so it's a little bit of a mirroring effect. It's okay. I get that. Oh, shit. Sorry. All of a sudden, my throat chakra is really unhappy. Anything additional I should be doing? Oh, so sorry. Anything additional you should be doing? I mean, honestly, everything I mentioned, I think, is really good advice, no matter what situation you're finding yourself in. according to your chart, like your chart situation. As long as you're really addressing the things that don't serve you anymore and getting away from people, lifestyle choices, ways of being, even environments that aren't serving you, that keep you kind of trapped in the old ways of being and old ways of doing things, or keep you too money focused, I'd pull away from that and try to pull away from that. Try to do any kind of purging you need to do, any kind of healing for shit that's happened to you in the last decade, hell, your whole life up to this point. Especially because this eclipse is the last eclipse of like the 2010s, however we're supposed to be calling that. I don't know the proper way to say that. But I would also focus on that. Like, even if you got to like list out every year and just write big highlights of the good stuff and the bad stuff. I think it's also really important to acknowledge the good things that have happened to us in our lives over the last 10 years and what we do want to take with us to 2020. Like what's okay to hold on to, and what we really have to make sure we purge out. Like I said, January 12th will be another big day to release all of that, but it's going to be a heavy day. So I'd really recommend doing it before that time. Don't be surprised for mid-January, if you see a major, major, major shift in the masculine energies in your life, like specifically men. I mean, I always talk about energy. It's just energy, and we all have masculine energy within us. But I do feel like it will affect like males. I do feel like it will really affect males in a big way. So that's going to be kind of interesting to see, but just like be aware of that in your environment moving forward. So cesarean, is that how you say that? I'm so sorry if I don't pronounce that properly. $5, love your readings. Did you get a message for Scorpios myself as you were reading this? Hoping your guys got my energy. Oh, I don't give personal messages on live chats. I really like to be collective focused just because it does help more people. And I mean, I've got like 1,300 people in the chat. I have 1,300 people in the chat. If they gave a message for someone, I don't think I could pinpoint who it is, but I really appreciate your super chat. That's really sweet of you. But guys, honestly, I can't even tell you how excited I am for the economy to change. I can't even tell you, like, just as a total nerd, I can tell you it's so not sustainable. It's not sustainable. And it's always been kind of infuriating to me, to be honest with you. Like, now I'm just really going off on a tangent. I'm not going to say that username, but it's a funny one. Thank you for the $10. Very inspiring. I learn a lot working on my tarot channel, and this helps me understand my readings a lot more. Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm really glad. Water Bunny. I'm on vacation and been having the strangest dreams. Even when I can't remember it, I'm very tired. Yeah. Wake up a lot and just feel weird when waking up. Oh yeah, you're probably doing a lot of stuff in the other dimensions. Yeah, it's going to be hard to sleep for the next couple months, guys. I'm just being honest with you. It's going to be really hard to sleep for the next couple months. Let's see. I'm a little superstitious and I'm not doing any manifestations during the eclipse. Maybe I'm wrong. I would definitely try. I definitely would. This is a really big one, and one like this doesn't come along very often, especially like Jupiter and Uranus like really helping us positively. That doesn't come along every day. Not even once in a blue moon kind of an energy, you know? Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday. So hard to sleep. I know, it's been hard for me to sleep too. It's been really hard for me to sleep too. My North Node is in Taurus. Is this good with the Uranus and Taurus transit? I would just, honestly, when it comes to nodes, I'd only be worried if your node was like Capricorn or Cancer. Like, people who have Capricorn Cancer nodes are going to be highly, highly affected by this. Paola, thank you for the $3.99. Love your readings. Huge fan. Thank you. Jessica, 1999. Hey, WaterBaby. Love direction the channel's going. I have my rising Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and North Node. Oh my God. All in my first house. And oh my God, and all less than 10 degrees in Capricorn. I dropped a lot of people out of my life. Oh, Jessica, I think that's beautiful. I'm like, oh my God, like, why does like give me anxiety? Like reading that about your chart. That's beautiful. That's amazing. It's cutting people's big right now. Cutting people's so big right now. Oh wait, what did Ali say? Just missed it. I don't know about the sleep part for a Leo. Oh, my Leos will probably be fine with sleep. I'm so envious the way you guys sleep, honestly. I feel like Scorpios just don't sleep. I'm very envious of Leos who can do that. But guys, it's going to be great to see this economy go, like, and to transform into something that is sustainable and something that really works for us. Like, just when I studied economics, and it's like, I remember like sitting there and it's like going to like the basics of economics class. And I remember like, oh, this is made up bullshit. Like I literally, I'll never forget having that thought of like, wait a minute, this is what our economy is based off of, like total bullshit asinine assumptions. Like I just like couldn't believe it. Oh, really? Thank you for the $10. Look forward to your videos. Are you thinking the recession for this winter? I get the timing with my research on the markets. Definitely my personal opinion, it doesn't, you know, I could be wrong. It's just my personal opinion from just looking at planetary aspects and what people have been talking about. Definitely the first 6 months, I would say probably by March. My guess would be February or March is when it's going to happen. Let's see. LOL, I was an applied economics major, Josie Chakra. Like, I mean, guys, it's kind of scary. Like, it's kind of scary that we've based our entire ways of being in society on asinine assumptions, like assuming that resources are endless and that the market is perfect. I was like, what? I was just like, oh, this makes no sense. I was like, this makes no sense. Because I'm also a big math nerd, right? So from a mathematical standpoint, and I studied environmental science, so even from an environmental standpoint and mathematical standpoint, it makes no sense. Like it's complete asinine made up shit. And it's like, wow, like that's what we based our economy off of. And it's not sustainable. It's not, like it doesn't work. Clearly, right? It doesn't work. Like how many people in this world have suffered because the economy doesn't work? Randa, thank you for the $100. Can you recommend books to read for spiritual knowledge? Oh, Lord, books. I like for spiritual. That's like, sorry, that's just so broad. I'm like, my brain literally just went to so many different directions when I read that. Where to start with that? Honestly, I really feel like when it comes to spirituality, it's such a personal journey that you got to start with what you feel guided to start with. Like, for example, I started studying astrology really, really young. I think I was like 6 or 7 when I started looking into it. Then that led me to numerology, and that led me to palmistry. That led me to understand. Well, then I started just looking into like past lives and spirits and how spirits work. And then I fell down that hole. And then where did I go from there? Yeah, and then I just started branching out to all these other disciplines. So I really feel like it comes down to where you want to start for yourself. Like what calls to you the most out of everything in spirituality? Because spirituality is very broad. There's a lot in there that you could study when it comes to spirituality. And there are also people that are big in the community that you can follow. I personally, I've talked about this before. I would stray away from anyone who calls himself a guru. I'd really stray away from them. Because it bothers me. It really bothers me because I feel like knowledge is really important. Knowledge is so important. That's why I end up being such a nerd on here with you guys, because I just like to share what I know, and like I get excited to share it with you so that you guys can like take whatever you want from it and form your own thoughts, form your own opinions on it. Because at the end of the day, it's like we don't have innovation and we don't have progression and understanding if people don't start to think outside the box for themselves. You know what I mean? And it's like you can't start thinking outside the box for yourself unless you start somewhere. And then once you start somewhere, then you start forming your own thought processes. But anyway, I don't know why I'm talking too much. I'm going really off track. But that's why I would just say be really careful on following self-proclaimed gurus and people who think that they know everything or that what they feel is golden. It's like there's so many different ways of looking at something. And I really feel like it's important for people to just have their own cemented opinion based off of knowledge they've attained. It's like, okay, that person said this person said that. Well, I know for a fact this happened, so this is what I think, right? So yeah, just be careful with that. But yeah, as far as like starting with your own spiritual journey and like what knowledge to attain, really go to what your heart's calling you to go to. Like if Vedic really calls to you the most out of anything, study Vedic astrology. If you want to learn about Egyptology, start with Egyptology. That will definitely like put you down the rabbit hole. Egyptology is really interesting. And then you can get into Hermetics, and Hermetics I think is really valuable as well. If physics really calls to you, like metaphysics is a whole study, right? So many different avenues you could go to, like so many different avenues, but just start with what is calling out to you the most. Michelle, thank you for the $5. I always say that when you think you know everything, you really know nothing. It's true. It's really true. It's like there's no way you could understand everything in this world or know everything in this world. And even when it comes to like, you know, people who like master a field, there's always a lot that people just don't know yet, right? Because something's unexplored or hasn't been proven or whatever. It's like there's always the territory of unknown when it comes to a field or or a study. There always is. There always is. There's no way everybody can know everything. And there's no way one person can know everything or has like the golden, you know, whatever you want to call that. I'm at a loss for words at this point. Let's see. The more I know, the more I realize I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I think that's why I'm such a nerd, because it's just like, what else can I find out? You know, what other puzzle pieces are out there that I can like find and discover? It's like, that's just how my brain works, you know? But yeah, as far as like the economy and society, I'm really excited for that, because where we're headed, I really feel like is going to be more like off the grid living. Like, we've seen people doing that already, right? And I actually feel like the recession is going to be responsible for this. Like just thinking about it logically, just logically. When the recession happens, I feel like people are going to have to band together and like really build up these little communities that are already kind of there, like people who are living off the grid. And it's going to start turning into like more of a thing where people aren't having to live off of currency and aren't having to live off of governmental ways of being. And they're just going to start supporting each other, right? It's going to be kind of like where we started as human beings, just in a more modern way. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be kind of like that. You should get your own show. Baby cakes, that was funny. I don't know if I could handle that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very introverted. I know it doesn't seem like it because I talk a lot, but I'm very introverted and I'm very aspy too. I don't know if I could handle that. Missing the barter system. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, back to the barter system. I mean, guys, if you think about it, it's like we all have jobs to some extent, maybe not all of us, but we're all capable of doing something and contributing in some way, and other people contribute in other ways. It's like at some point, it's like, aren't we all just going to contribute and provide for each other because we're all doing it for each other? Right? It needs to crash down in order to be rebuilt. Yeah, the 7 Hermetic Principles, look it up. It's really interesting. Oh, hi, Matthew. Yeah, guys, there's so many different things to study in spirituality. There's really like, yeah, I'm like, I don't even know another way to say this. Like, I don't think there's any I don't think that there's one in particular thing that is best to start out with. I mean, you could even study every religion, right? You can even start with that. I actually knew someone who did that. Like, just pick study the Bible, then the Quran, and it was like they just like went down the list. You could start with religions. You could start with God, you can start anywhere. You can start anywhere. Just go to where you're guided to go. Go to where you're guided to go, because that's where you're supposed to start, right? That's not where I started, but that's where maybe you're supposed to start. Hopefully our health system will improve and be available for everybody. Oh my God, Lola Luna, don't even get me started on the healthcare system. Oh, I got a lot to say about the healthcare system and the bullshit that goes on with that. Not to mention keeping people stuck in it, right? When it's unnecessary. Anyway, that's a whole other topic. But I'm getting really off tangent, and now I'm just now I'm feeling very soapboxy, and I don't want to be super soapboxy. Your hands are literally glowing gold. Your aura is on fire. I see it every time they move. Oh yeah, I always have a lot of energy coming out of my hands. A lot. I'm just gonna move to Sweden. You know what's so funny, BX Bella? I had that thought like a couple years ago, and I was like, oh shit, they don't want anyone to come in. Oh shit, it's really hard to get into Sweden. Is it possible for people to hear other people's guides? You know, I had an experience recently where that did happen. I think you just have to be like right at that same frequency. And I think it's also a guide thing where it's like, if they're allowed, you know what I mean? It's like, because some people are so protected that it's like, you can't, like, even if you're really gifted, you can't tap into them. Like that, some people are just that protected, right? So I think there has to be an allowance there, like with the guides, be like, yeah, you're okay. You're cool people. You're okay. But there also has to be a frequency match for that to happen. Let's see, like, for example, sometimes counterparts share the same guides. So that's a good example. Let's see. That's why I love you. Yours is empath and intuition. Sometimes I love my gifts. I didn't always love my gifts, but I do love my gifts. I definitely do. Let's see. In what ways do you receive most of your messages from the universe? Oh, geez. most of my messages. I have visions. I'm also clairaudient. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I guess that's mainly it. It's like I have visions. My guides just straight up tell me. Sometimes I'll hear a situation. Everyone's abilities are different, which is kind of the fun thing. Like there are like really well-known abilities like telepathy. We're all capable of that. Like actually, I don't even want to call telepathy an ability at this point because we're all capable of that, and that's also where we're headed. But everyone's abilities are really interesting. Like for example, like my mom has always been able to read minds. She's always been able to do that. And then that ability came online for me a little while ago, and I actually shut it off because I was like, oh no, I don't like this. It's like, oh no, this is too invasive. I do not like that. But it's just scary what's in people's heads. It's really scary what's in their heads. It's really kind of disturbing sometimes. And most of it's trauma related. But even some people get messages that way because it's like they just know what people are thinking, right? They just know what people really want. But yeah, mostly through visions, mostly through my guides. And sometimes I'll hear it. Yeah, I would say that's mostly how I get my stuff. The guides guiding the guides. Oh my God, I'll never forget this one time. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. This was like a few months ago. I was in bed and I heard them talking to each other, and I was like, and they were talking about me, and I was like, oh, this is weird. I'm like hearing a staff meeting. I was like, this is really strange. Let's see. I know what people are thinking, LOL. Gotta stop scaring people. Yeah, and like that's the other thing too. Like I've learned over time, it's like I can't really share what I know, right, as an empath or as an intuitive about someone because most times people are very unaware of what they're actually feeling, and they're going to be in denial about it. And sometimes people get really triggered and upset. So I've learned to just keep shit to myself unless they ask me, or unless it's something like really serious, right? Let's see. My dreams have been ridiculous. Excuse me. I've heard my guides talk about me too. Yeah, it's so weird when that happens, right? Oh yeah, the smells. Oh yeah, that one's come online for me really strong recently. I don't like that one. I'm just very sensitive to smell, like without that ability. And then it's like to smell certain things. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what that is. I don't like that. I don't really like that one. It's not a fun one. There are a lot of smells that are not pleasant. You know what I mean? I don't like that one. I smell everything now. Let's see. I've heard combos too. Oh, I've been smelling pee a lot. Oh no, I don't like that. How do you block people from reading your mind? Ooh, that's a good question. I've had to really work on my shield lately. There are a lot of ways you can block people from connecting to you energetically, because if they're reading your mind, that's what they're doing. They're connecting with you energetically. It's all energy transfer, right? Visualization is the one that I use the most, okay? I usually visualize using the elements to create like an extra barrier around my aura, around my existing energy field, my pre-existing energy field. That's really worked a lot. God, I don't know if this is gonna be too advanced or something. Actually, no, I'm gonna say no, because I know you guys are very capable. So like someone commented on my hands and the energy out of my hands. I actually have to use that a lot when I'm fortifying my field. You can always do that. It's different person to person. Okay, it's different person to person what works. So visualization, I think, is really key. Also, just setting that intention that someone is just like they're banished, like they're gone, like they're not welcome in your space, they're not welcome in your energy field, and your guides will help you with that as well. You can always ask them to help you with that. Tell us everything. We gotta keep some things a secret. No. But visualization is really, really awesome for that. You can also use crystals. Oh, excuse me. Crystals are really good. Like black tourmaline's really good. Obsidian's good. I use selenite as well. Those are really good for keeping energies at bay. But there are a lot of different ways to do it. A lot. I also recommend just start experimenting with yourself. Like just start trying things. Like use your intuition. Like that's what I always say, guys. We're all different. We all have different abilities. We all have different frequencies. We don't all have different guides because I'm gonna share some. Everyone's case is unique. And you're only going to find out what works for you if you start experimenting in what your intuition tells you works for you. You know what I mean? That's when you tend to have the most growth, is when you rely on yourself more, on what you're guided to do. Like just give it a shot. Like what feels right for me to protect my energy, and see what comes to you. So like your guides might say crystals, your guides might say visualization, your guides might say this, that, or the other. Your guides might say energy, like cord cutting, like, you know, cord cutting, excuse me. So you just got to go with what works for you, but just go with your gut on that first. But the stuff I gave you would work. The stuff I gave you would definitely work. I keep a black turbolet in my bra. There you go. I always have a lot of crystals going on in my bra. Let's see. How do you deepen your relationship with your guides? Oh, you just talk to them. You just talk to them. As I said that, an orb just went by. You just start talking. They're there. They're always there. And actually, it's really important to prioritize that. Like, just tell them, like, I want to be closer to you. I want to have stronger relationships with you. Allow me to have stronger relationships with you. See what they say back. Sometimes they'll do it in the dream space. Sometimes they'll do it in the dream space because it's actually way more effective, and it's also kind of fun too. Some people can full on see their guides. Some people can't. Some people can just hear them. Sometimes people get touched by them. Everyone's experience is different, but you just have to start telling them that and start prioritizing that. And then you'll see how they want to interact with you, right? Because that's going to be a personal experience. But guys, I've been on for about an hour. So I should probably go. I still have to do the Virgo partner reading, and I got to upload Virgo now that my internet's working. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed that one. It was a fun one. I was super excited to share it with you. And I hope you guys have a really great holiday. Okay. I will be doing, damn it, that thought just ran away from me. Oh, I'll be live tomorrow. My patrons are watching. I'll be live tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific on Patreon. And I did set my alarms. Okay, I did set my alarms, so I'm not going to forget, I promise. I can't believe I did that last time. But yeah, guys, so I'm going to go. Take care. Have a really great night. Thanks again for coming out, and thank you for the super chats, and thank you for my mods who came out as well, Danny and Allie. I don't know if anyone else came out. If I missed you, I'm sorry. But yeah, thanks, guys. See you later. Namaste.